So you chose to have your buttons straining that much. That was a conscious decision. I mean, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. How are we doing, guys? I hope everyone has had a wonderful week. And now we're gonna do this man right here. Oh, this beautiful man right here, this beautiful boy. We're gonna do his story quest now. Let's dive in to the remains of the past day. A familiar threat. Paimon is curious about Neuvillette. Go talk to him. You don't have to tell me twice to go talk to the Hydro Man himself. I want to talk to Neuvillette as Neuvillette. Neuvillette, I am coming to you from the future with a very important message. I don't know what the message is.
Wait, did I hear that right? Monsieur Neuvillette, are you sure you'd like to take over the case yourself?
Neuvillette taking the case? Yo, it's got to be important.
That's
High
right.
profile.
Oh, but why? Technically speaking, cases like this are better left to the guards.
Yo, don't question the man.
Neuvillette, Sabine, hey there! What are you two talking
Don't
about?
question Neuvillette. He knows what he's talking about.
Traveler and Paimon, please help me talk our Chief Justice out of this. He wants to investigate a case on his own.
On his
This
own.
is completely unprecedented. How can we have the Udex acting like a private detective? Hmm?
When I break into a new industry, my boy. Yeah, I can introduce you to some amazing detectives. I know this guy Shikino and Hazo. Get a little cross-regional work going. Hey,
I trust that you'd be able to work that out with how well connected you are.
I'd get you
I must
Yelan's number.
apologize. I do not plan on relying on anyone else's help for this matter.
No. You want Yelan's number. Yo, trust me, okay? You're Hydro, she Hydro, like, it's gonna work out, Neuvillette.
So, what is it exactly? It sure sounds serious if it's something you've got to investigate personally.
A Melusine named Kiara received a threat letter.
Oh, it's because it's about
And
Melusine.
then?
He love him some Melusine.
That is all the information I have acquired at this stage.
You don't mess with the Melusine. You mess with the Melusine, you mess with Neuvillette.
I have no idea why you're so hung up over this. I've checked the schedule in advance and it seems like there aren't any trials today. So, if you insist, I have no objections.
Thank you for understanding. I will leave a note explaining my absence on my desk. I would appreciate it if you could take it to Lady Farina.
Why can't you just talk to
She
Lady
may have
Farina?
no interest in official affairs, but standard procedure dictates that I'm still responsible for reporting to her.
Okay.
Yes,
You're
understood.
still responsible for
I'll come
reporting
back
to
later
her.
and deliver the note to her.
Whatever. Yeah, Chad, if you want Yelan's number, hit me up. I
Judging
got
from
you.
Sadine's reaction, it must be pretty rare for you to investigate stuff personally. What's so special about this case?
I cannot tell you just yet, but it reminded me of certain past events.
Ooh.
There could be complicated
What
conflicts of
happened?
interest behind all this, so I must eliminate all risks.
What
advance.
happened in your past, Neuvillette? Tell me more. Oh, this man is such a tortured soul. Care to explain in detail?
Come on, stop being so secretive. We still have no idea what's going on.
Come on, Hydro boy,
It
move
is
it
not
along.
my intention to keep you in the dark.
Chop,
I need
Hydro
some
man.
time to revisit those memories and collect my thoughts. Long story short, a little more than 400 years ago, I became the Udex of Fontaine and initiated a series of institutional reforms.
Yo, 400 years
There were
ago?
a few people
My
I could
man,
trust,
old.
but I had two subordinates who were exceptionally trustworthy and capable. Carol, a Melusine, and Vautrin,
My man, Peepaw,
leader of the
Hydro.
Special Security and
Hydro.
Surveillance Patrol.
Peepaw?
They must have been amazing people to receive such high praise from you.
Indeed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to protect them.
Oh, no. Oh,
The
no.
reforms damaged the interests of some, and the more conservative faction took advantage of Carol's identity to instigate political unrest. Ultimately, they wanted me to yield more of my power.
Yeah, you know what his
The incident
secret is?
resulted in Carol taking her own life, and Vautrin being exiled. From
Yo,
then
hold on.
I've been especially careful when dealing with cases related to Melusines.
This just got real heavy real fast. Carol taking her own life and Vautrin being exiled? My goodness. His secret is bathing in the primordial sea. Y'all should try it sometime. Get everyone from Fontaine on this trend. You're concerned that you're the perpetrator's
All
real
Melusines
target.
used to live a secluded life away from human society. I granted their wishes when some of them, including Carol, asked me to bring them to the court of Fontaine. Many common folk believe that I share a special bond with the Melusines, and whatever they do can be traced back to me.
I mean, you do share a bond with them.
Some
don't
of
you?
them, especially those who hold a grudge against me, exploit that belief and stir up conflict over Melusines in an attempt to lay the blame on me. I have nothing against the opinions of others, but the moment a whirlpool of conspiracy forms, it inevitably affects the innocent. It has already happened once, and I want to make sure it does not happen again.
He's very protective of the Melusine. I wish he was as protective
Why
of
do
me.
you have to be the one investigating? There's the guards, the Maréchaussée Phantom, and the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Aren't they more than enough to figure out what's going on?
You don't understand.
Based on prior experience, there is a high chance that those who hold hostility towards me do not belong to the same department. The political system of Fontaine is relatively complex and involves the interests of multiple different factions. However, since I am technically an outsider in Fontaine, a lot of trouble could be avoided if I personally took on the case.
He's not Fontainian. He's not born
But
in
aren't you the
Fontaine.
Chief Justice of Fontaine?
Yeah.
Why would you be an outsider?
I understand where you are coming from, but there is not necessarily a connection between my responsibilities and how I perceive myself. You know very well about my true identity, and have even met others of my kind in other nations.
See, this part here, where he says, you've met others of my kind in other nations, right? Nations plural. We know we've met Apep, who is the dragon sovereign of Dendro. That is the only other confirmed dragon sovereign that we've met. We can speculate that Ajdaha is perhaps the dragon sovereign of Geo. We could speculate that, but we don't know that for sure. Morax is a god though, right? So even though Zhongli can turn into a dragon, he is not a dragon sovereign. He's a god. He's an archon. Like, Morax is an archon that turns into a dragon. However, he's not the dragon sovereign. The dragon sovereign are the ones that existed and controlled the elements before the archons came to Teyvat, and then the archons took a portion of the dragon sovereign's power to get their powers, right? Like, the Gnosis is like a part of the dragon sovereign, maybe, from what I understand. Because then, like, or maybe not the Gnosis itself, but the Archon's power is a portion of the Dragon Sovereign's power, which is why the Dragon Sovereigns aren't as powerful as they used to be, because they gave up part of their power to the Archons. So he says others, plural, others of my kind in other nations. So that means that he knows that we've met other Dragon Sovereigns in other nations, but who? Because he can't just be talking about Apep, right? Or else he maybe would have mentioned Apep by name. But the fact that he had plural others and plural nations makes me think that we've met dragon sovereigns in our quests that we don't maybe we don't know that they're dragon sovereigns. Maybe we've met other dragon sovereigns that are in human form and we don't know because they never told us.
Even though I was born with a human form, there is a fundamental difference
Or
between
maybe he's just talking about
dragons
Ajdaha and Apep. I don't
humans.
know.
Taking on the role of Chief Justice does not make me a part of this community. In fact, the status I was granted has prevented me from forming deeper bonds with others.
I guess it also says, right, in the books in Economia, we know that the Hydro Dragon was reborn in a human form, which is Neuvillette, but that's not like the norm, right? It's not like the norm for the Dragon Sovereigns to take on human forms. They are in dragon forms. So who knows? But maybe it's happened to the Hydro Dragon. Maybe it happened to someone else. Yeah, Ajdaha is highly speculated to be the Geo Sovereign. I mean, I could see that's the one that makes sense, right? It only makes sense that Ajdaha would be the Geo Sovereign. Dvalin being the Animo Sovereign, maybe, but also maybe not. The Electro Sovereign, we don't know. I don't know of any Electro Dragons. I mean, there was a serpent that Raiden Shogun slew, but I don't know that was like technically the dragon, right? I don't know.
I have lived in Fontaine for a long time, but I do not belong here. That is why I call myself an outsider. A fish out of water.
Listen, buddy, we're also outsiders.
We have nothing to do with all those organizations anyway. So how about we come with you on your investigation?
We got you, Neuvillette. We'll help you,
Team up
bud.
and round up all the bad guys lurking in the dark.
Yeah.
That does not sound like a bad idea. I rarely investigate cases on my own, but with professionals like you around, I'm sure it will go a lot smoother.
Professionals like me. Listen, don't put
I'm
Paimon in the
starting
same
to
group
get
as
a little
me.
embarrassed. Just leave it to us.
I will write my note of absence right away. Let us depart together once I'm done.
Dear
Let us
Farina,
We should visit Kiara
Deuces.
first and try to gain a better
Can I read his
understanding
note?
of the situation.
I want to read your note. What did you write to Lady Farina? No. Don't make me walk out.
So Neuvillette feels like he doesn't truly belong here in Fontaine, but is that really true? Paimon feels like he has a kind of skewed perspective on a lot of things.
I agree.
Anyway, let's catch up with him first.
Yes, let's go catch up with him, but not before I snoop. My curiosity must be satiated.
Thinking.
Yes.
Call yourself a fish out of water, right?
All right, we have to sit down first.
But since you're the Hydro Dragon, would a dragon out of water suit you better?
Thank you for your
Come on,
suggestion.
Paimon.
I will consider using the more accurate term in private occasions.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be
Please
good
allow
for him
me
to
to
walk
rephrase.
around.
Has a dragon out of water.
Dragon out of water.
Ugh. That sounds kind of weird. Let's stick with the previous version instead.
Oh, Paimon. All right, now we're sitting down. Let's read his note. We have to get in the headspace. Away for personal reasons. We'll be back in a day. What a disappointing note you just left, sir. Come on now. I mean, it was very succinct, to the point, just like Neuvillette. He's a man with a purpose. He's driven by a singular goal. Justice. Neuvillette and D-Luke should meet up, you know? The Udex and the Dark Knight hero. Come on. Oh, I love the proper gentleman and proper lady puppies in Fontaine.
The weather's amazing today.
Kiara,
Monsieur Neuvillette! And you are?
Oh, you don't know who I am?
Oh, I
I'm
remember.
offended. Thank you.
You're the Traveler and Paimon.
Yes.
I've heard about you.
You've heard all about me.
Aw, she's adorable. Hey there, it's nice to meet you.
It's kind of rude
Thanks
to
for the
call someone
compliment.
adorable like that,
Is there
Paimon.
anything
It's
I
like
can do for you?
demeaning.
I heard from Sedine that you received a threatening letter.
A threatening letter. Oh, right. I remember now. The letter fell through the crack in my door as I was heading out this morning. It said something about catching me, so I thought someone wanted to play hide and seek.
Oh, that's
But
so
Sedine
precious.
told me it was a threatening letter, and that
That's
I
so
could be in
precious.
danger. But that's not gonna happen with everyone looking after me, right?
Of
Have you run
course
into
not.
any suspicious-looking people recently?
Suspicious-looking people? What counts as suspicious?
Someone who follows you from behind? Someone who always strikes up a conversation with you? Maybe someone who follows you from behind.
Ah!
Oh.
Did you think of something? Nope. I don't remember meeting anyone like that.
Oh. No.
Do you still have the letter with you? I want you to show me what it says.
Oh, let's see. Found it.
I can't read that language. I got nothing. Neuvillette, will you
Now
read
then.
it for me?
Get lost. If you don't leave the Maréchaussée Phantom, I will come and catch you in person. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Wow.
A simple threat. Neither the handwriting nor the content itself reveals anything about the writer's intentions.
Paparazzi found you, Neuvillette. Ooh.
We can't rule out that possibility. Since you can't think of anyone suspicious, I will be heading back to the Palais Mammonia to review some official documents. Kiara, you should come with us. It's safer if you stay close by.
Sure. Wait, no. I still have a case to work on. I promised Alof that I'd check on her place later.
But you are being watched right now. Going off on your own could be dangerous.
Don't do it.
And that's where we come in to help. We'll stay with Kiara and make sure she's safe. With us around, anyone scheming to hurt Kiara can forget about it.
Thank you, Traveler. Big Sis Paimon.
Big sis Paimon?
Don't worry, your big sis Paimon is super strong.
All right, let us go our separate ways for now. Please take care of Kiara.
We'll take
Got
you
you,
to a lost
Neuvillette.
place
Don't you
right
even
away.
worry, bud. We got this. My guy.
Let me think. 1, 2, 10? I can't remember.
Oh.
But I remember coming to the Court of Fontaine with Carol and Neuvillette. That must have been a long time ago.
Carol? Didn't Neuvillette mention her just now?
He did.
That was more than 400 years ago. Why would Paimon be a big sister to you?
Paimon, how old are you?
My memory isn't that good. But Carol told me I could address others based on how I feel about them. Paimon feels a lot more grown up than me, so you're a big sis.
What?
Huh, Paimon sees. Hey, Traveler, did you hear that?
She's skipping very slowly. This is a painfully slow. Do I see anyone? No, but this is very slow. Oh, someone's there. They're in the bushes.
Strange. Paimon felt like someone was following us.
'Cause they were.
Kiara, you're here. Huh? Wait, aren't these two... Oh, they're the Traveler and Big Sis Paimon. I
Big
thought
sis
so.
Paimon.
What brings you here?
We're on a secret mission. It's not so secret if you go around telling everyone a secret. We're just
Did you
protecting
run into any
Kiara.
trouble?
It's not really trouble anymore with us around.
That's right.
May I begin inspecting the store as planned? Of course. Go ahead.
Just the slow skipping. The slow motion skipping. And her inspecting the store. Very good.
No hazards detected. You've cleared the inspection. Seems like the criminal from that case last month never set foot in here at all.
That was quick. What were you inspecting?
I took a look around the shop. Neuvillette says that us Melazines have special eyes that can see things people can't.
I want Melusine
Things
eyes.
like bloodstains. No matter how hard you try to clean them up, we Melazines can see the residual stains for some time.
That's
Pretty cool, huh?
okay.
All right.
That's
now that
something.
You're done inspecting. Can we have a chat?
Things.
Hear me out. I'm planning to release an outfit for children next month and wanted to hire you as my model. Is that okay with you? Of course. Is there anything I need to do?
Model
Please
it.
wait a moment while I take your measurements. The sample should be a perfect fit.
Seems like they get along really well. Huh? What are you looking at?
I think someone is over there.
Is there really someone watching us? Shh. Let's sneak over and take a look.
Or I could run over with my dull blade drawn. Oh, I see who it is. It's Charlotte. You're the suspicious person.
Strange. Why isn't he back yet?
Jump scare.
Gotcha!
Yeah.
Charlotte, what are you doing here?
Charlotte. I can't wait to pull for Charlotte though,
wait,
honestly.
don't tell Paimon you're the one who sent Kiara that threatening letter.
Paimon,
You don't seem
stop.
like the type to...
Stop talking, Paimon.
Threat letter? What threat letter?
Paimon, think first, talk second.
This is starting to feel like an interrogation. Okay, I'll be straight with you. I don't know the slightest thing about that threat letter you mentioned. I only wanted to follow Monsieur Neuvillette and request an interview with him.
Uh-huh.
You want to interview him?
Well, why not?
That's right. I'm not the only one, you know. Interviewing him is every journalist's dream. But it's not an easy task to accomplish. The Palais Mermonia rarely accepts appointment requests from us, and we never have the chance to interrupt when the court's in session. So imagine how surprised I was seeing him out on the streets today. It seemed like you were investigating something too. The perfect opportunity to whip up an exclusive, don't you think? Of course.
I
I'll
mean,
make sure
I
to turn
will
in my
give her,
manuscript to him
she's
for review.
tenacious
I
about
have
her
my
job.
principles, and I'd never publish an article without the consent of all parties involved.
It's better if we keep this
Yeah,
secret.
we're doing a secret investigation that can't be made public knowledge.
I see. Well, if you say so, I guess I'll put this matter aside for now. Oh, what a shame. Chances like this don't come by very often, you know. In exchange, could you tell me what the threat letter is about? I swear I won't tell.
You swear you won't tell off the record?
Alright then.
Paimon. Paimon is not good at keeping secrets from anyone. If you want something held secret,
Someone's
don't tell
targeting a
Paimon.
cute little melusine.
Shh, not so loud.
Yeah, you're gonna shout it
Just so
around,
happens that I
Charlotte.
did an interview with Kiara. Last month, in fact. It was well received by our readers, so I was planning to continue the series. And now someone's coming after her. I'll ask my colleagues about it. Who knows? We might find something. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. This secret's safe with me.
You just say, what's that threat letter about? I promise I won't tell anyone. And then she's like, I'll talk to all of my friends about this. Paimon, you gotta be more careful about who you tell these things to.
But I gotta warn you, even if I keep my lips sealed, others will know eventually.
Why?
People care a great deal about Monsieur Neuvillette's each and every move. Some may have already realized that something was up.
That's weird.
Besides, the case involves
People
Melusines.
stalking Neuvillette.
So, anyway, I'll get going now. Watch yourselves, all right?
All right, Charlotte, whatever you say.
Well,
But it
that
is
was
weird
a
that people
nice
stalk
chat.
Neuvillette.
Let's head back and check on Kiara.
I like how we were supposed to be protecting Kiara, keeping our eyes on Kiara, and then we just left. We are not very good at our job. Oh! But chat, look who's here.
What do you think?
Corinne.
The design looks pretty good, huh?
I think it's great.
Huh. It's very pretty indeed.
Oh, Corinne win.
What are you doing here? It seems that you just showed up out of nowhere.
As I passed by the Palais Mermonia, I heard that Neuvillette was investigating a case with you. Technically speaking, he and I are under an employer-employee relationship. It didn't feel right to have my employer personally take on such trivial cases.
We would be
happened to have some
terrible
time at the
babysitters.
moment and came to take a look. I sometimes have my clothes custom made at this boutique, in any case, so we always have a lot to talk about.
You have your clothes custom made at this boutique. So you chose to have your buttons straining that much. Like, that's not a design flaw, or like you didn't, that was a conscious decision that you made, Corinne. Hey, yo. Okay. I mean, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying.
Lucky to have someone like you.
Leave this to me. You should go meet up with Neuvillette.
Okay then, we'll leave Kiara in your hands. Come on, let's go find Neuvillette.
She knows what the people want. All right, back to the Palais we go. But if I'm Neuvillette, who's that? An imposter.
Oh, you're back. Is everything all right?
Yeah, it's fine, dude. Don't worry about
To
it.
Corinne. She offered to help us protect Kiara.
That is good to hear. I trust her abilities. It looks like Kiara is in good hands.
We thought so too. Well, did you find any leads?
I've been looking over the case records, specifically inspection reports submitted by Kiara and major cases I have judged over the past decade. I've come up with two plans. On one hand, I could start with Kiara and track down the group behind all this step by step. On the other, I could also analyze the conflicting interests of these major cases and confirm my suspicions if there is indeed a mysterious group that bears a grudge against me.
They both sound like pretty solid plans, but can you really finish browsing through all these documents? That's a lot of reading even for Paimon.
What do you mean, even for Paimon?
Don't
Paimon,
worry.
you don't really
I'm
read.
a fast reader when it comes to official
And
documents.
also, we know that you read
After
slow.
all, I have several hundred years of reviewing under my belt.
It's true.
Well, help you read through them. We have nothing else to do.
Imagine having several hundred years of experience in anything.
Thank
You'd probably
you.
get pretty quick.
I will continue looking through the ones piled up on the desk, but feel free to browse through anything else in this room.
Okay, let's go browsing, chat. Let's browse. So wait, he's gonna peruse the ones on his desk. But we'll peruse it too, I guess. Oh, I guess we are supposed to peruse these? I don't know. Let's see. About the smuggling case. It's solved by the joint forces of the guards and the mmorpg phantom. The principal offenders have received judgment based on the severity of their crimes. Refer to the appendix for a list of names. Ooh, about Risley. Chat, what about Risley? Are we going to find out what he did? He was declared guilty by the Udex. He admitted his crimes. He was exiled where he'll be serving his sentence. And during the trial, Neuvillette remained silent for a long time. Why did he remain silent for a long time? There's been a severe bribery scandal within the guards. Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has investigated the case. All suspects arrested and they confessed. Okay. Representative Council's proposal. Collaborate with the mmorpg phantom on certain public events. They believe that the Melicians can enhance the popularity of these events. And they've yet to respond. It's not prohibited the Melicians from participating in such activities. Bro got rizzed by a criminal turned warden. Yo, for real though. For real though, Arsenic. What's going on, Arsenic? How you doing? And then finally, the boss of the Spina della Rosula was defeated in a duel and died of serious injuries. The defense of his honor has now come to a close. The defendant did not raise any objection throughout the trial. Udex Neuvillette reserved judgment in this case. Its details are still under investigation. Yo, we solved that case. Yeah, buddy, we solved that case. Brought the truth to light.
Have you made any progress?
We skipped through some of them, but there wasn't anything useful. Oh, there's so many documents lying around. Just how many cases have you handled?
It's been like 400 years,
I would
Paimon.
love to answer that question, but the truth is I've
So
never
long.
made a precise calculation myself.
So many.
If memory serves me right, there should be at least 100,000 cases. The documents you see are just a small fraction of what's really there.
Whoa.
100,000.
Looks like the work of a Chief Justice isn't easy at all.
Bro,
That might be how it seems from another
100,000? Are you
perspective,
kidding me?
but trials and official duties are, to me, simply routine. There are many documents here. Take a break if you are tired.
Never. I'm never tired if you're not tired.
Paimon's mind.
Oh, well, fine.
All right.
Paimon's tired.
Let us take a break then.
All right, Paimon, we'll take a break. We're gonna go sit down on the couch. Let's go chill. Good break. Not awkward at all.
Even though resting is a part of taking a break, shouldn't we at least talk about something?
Yes.
All this silence is making Paimon feel really awkward.
Uh-huh.
Please pardon my lack of consideration. People rarely come to the Palais Mermonia for matters outside of work. To be quite honest, I am not sure what we should do.
Poor
Would you
Neuvillette
like
never
to have
hangs
some
out with people.
Drinks, perhaps? You must be thirsty after all that work.
Aw.
Ooh, drinks! Thank you!
He's just trying to be a good host over here. He's like, I don't know what to do.
Paimon wonders what Neuvillette likes to drink. Oh, maybe he's a fan of really fancy wines.
Probably just really fancy waters, to be honest. No osmanthus
He seems like
wine
the type of
here.
person who'd own an entire winery. You know, like Diluc.
I don't think he likes Diluc. We talked about that. Oh. It's gonna be water.
What's inside these glasses? It looks just like water.
No. Not just water.
An astute observation. It is indeed water.
But it will be special water, maybe. Water from a special
it's just
source.
Plain old water?
No.
What did you think it was?
Since
What
you're the
did you
Chief
think it
Justice and
was?
all, Paimon thought you'd prefer something more sophisticated.
This water is indeed very special.
See?
It would not be an overstatement to call it sophisticated.
Special water for a special boy.
I believe you've already tried Fanta. In fact, there are many other drink factories in Fontaine, including those that specialize in packaging pure drinking water. Said water is sourced from all across Teyvat, including Mondstadt's Cider Lake, Liyue's Chintsa village, and Inazuma's Konda village. Here is one of their latest products, water from Sumeru's Apam Woods.
Oh, yes. Water from Apam Woods. Is there really any difference? Oh, Neuvillette, talk to me about water.
If I were to comment on their mouthfeel, the waters of Cider Lake warm the heart. The waters of Chintsa village have a poignant touch, while one might call the waters of Konda village placid.
Oh,
Distinct
Neuvillette.
differences exist between the waters of each area. You will appreciate their intricacies once you taste them carefully.
Okay.
Really? Let Paimon try!
Paimon's not gonna taste anything different. Paimon's just gonna taste water.
What do you think?
Paimon drinking noises.
Nope. Paimon couldn't taste any difference at all. Isn't this just normal water?
How regrettable. It seems like you still have a long way to go in refining your tastes.
Neuvillette calling Paimon uncultured.
With refining our taste, Paimon's pretty sure most ordinary people can't tell the difference.
Oh,
How did you do it anyway? Oh, could it be because you're the Hydro Dragon?
maybe.
We are allowed to bring that up, right? Since no one else is around? Oh, Paimon's been wanting to ask this for ages. If you're the Hydro Dragon, why would you become Chief Justice in human society?
Good question. Indeed.
Sorry. Paimon was just curious. You don't have to answer.
There's nothing to hide. I was simply organizing my thoughts. I accepted this position because I wanted to seek out answers to questions that have perplexed me.
Questions? Are there really things you can't figure out?
Many, in fact. But the one question that puzzles me the most concerns my own existence.
Oh, is it
In
why you were
essence,
born as a human?
I neither know why I was born in this form, nor do I understand where my long life should take me. I lost many memories from the moment I was born. The primordial sea, for example. I can only vaguely recall its connection to me, but I am unaware of what that connection is exactly.
Is there anyone who could answer those questions? Maybe Tartaglia, as he is currently floating in said sea.
Perhaps the elemental dragons of other nations may have some form of an answer. However, they are scattered across all of Teyvat. Abruptly visiting could very well pose an unpredictable risk.
True. Some of them have very unique personalities, too.
See, again, Paimon is talking like we already know multiple dragon sovereigns. The only one that we for sure know is Apep. Again, unless we're talking about Ashtaha as well. But some of them, what do you mean, Paimon? Some of them. We just know Apep.
I have been holding on to these unanswered questions for a long time. But there is one thing I've discovered along the way. My emotions easily resonate with those of others. Even I don't have the slightest idea what they mean.
Unless, of course, Dvalin is the dragon sovereign of Animo, but I don't know. Man, this is confusing.
My guess would be that there are at least some similarities between humans and myself. By observing their behavior, perhaps I could one day understand the meaning of my existence.
Yes, I see.
Have you made any progress then?
Perhaps, but I find such progress difficult to describe. As an outsider, chances to engage in meaningful interactions with others are few and far between. That's why I'm quite thankful for this chat. Such opportunities are rare. Alas, time is limited. We should move on with our investigation.
Yes, let's find out what's threatening these Melusine.
Documents. Paimon's getting dizzy already.
Paimon lazy.
I wasn't able to find any leads even after browsing through most of the documents. But while we were on the topic of water a moment ago, another idea came to me.
Oh.
Water? Do you mean...
The Fountain of Lucine?
That's right. The Fountain of Lucine is where all of Fontaine's waters converge. It is the vessel of countless memories and emotions. If there really were an organization attempting to use Melusines against me, They should also hold an intense resentment towards me. Perhaps we'll be able to find some new leads by sensing the hydro element within the fountain.
Good call, good call.
Why didn't Paimon think of that?
Perhaps
Yeah,
we
why
should
didn't
go.
Paimon think of
There
that?
shouldn't be too many people near the Fountain of Lucine during the evening.
All right. To the fountain we go to read the memories of the fountain. How intriguing.
Monsieur Neuvillette?
Huh? Yes, it's me, Neuvillette.
I probably shouldn't disturb them.
You probably should.
Looks like we got lucky today. There's hardly anyone around.
What should we do next?
We should tap into the power of hydro, obviously.
Traveler, can you still hear the voices from the fountain?
Should I drink more primordial seawater?
Perhaps leave the investigation to me.
Okay.
I need you to take a few steps back and keep a safe distance.
Hey, yo, what are you gonna do?
Safe distance? Neuvillette, what exactly are you? Whoa, it's glowing!
Whoa. That was so cool. What? A wave of dizziness washes over you. Bro could just do this the whole time? What just happened indeed? Looks different than how they normally were. Should continue forward and look around. Oh, it's like we're in a memory now. Did we just get teleported into a memory? Yeah, ever-surging memories. Interesting. Oh, this is like 400 years ago.
Thank you for bringing us here, Monsieur Neuvillette. Port de Fontaine is truly incredible. There's so many things I've never seen or heard before.
So Carola's here.
I understand your excitement, but there's no need to thank me.
Neuvillette looks the same.
Although I have responded to your wishes, it was not without personal interest. Melusine's special sight make them especially suited for joining the Maréchaussée Phantom. I am certain you'll become an indispensable part of Fontaine's detective force.
I know, but I'm really glad to be of help.
So sweet. The Melusine are so
Not only can we
precious.
repay you for your kindness, but also, it feels like my life has become a lot more meaningful.
But a meaningful life also comes with its risks.
It's definitely the safest to just stay in the village, but I want to see the outside world nonetheless. In truth, I've never really understood the purpose of my existence, or what I'm capable of contributing to this world. For almost 20 years, we've stayed in our village without finding any answers.
20 years?
That's why we wanted to leave our village and look for the meaning of our existence
So this is
elsewhere.
only 20 years after the Melusine were created?
I understand your confusion. In fact, I feel the same way. I too came here for an answer to my questions about my own existence.
Really? Could you tell us what we should do to fit in as you did? The truth is, many people threw rocks at us today and told us to go back to our village.
It's terrible.
It hurt a lot when they hit me in the head. And I tried really hard not to cry.
My God.
Logically speaking, both time and effort are essential when different species attempt to peacefully coexist. It will be a difficult road ahead, with countless obstacles to overcome. Different identities and ways of
Jesus.
thinking all contribute to strengthening the barrier between one another. Removing it will be no easy feat. There aren't many suggestions I can share, because just like you, I haven't fully integrated into this society. Despite my social status, I am still an outsider.
Oh, I see. Let's all do our best then.
This quest got a lot of social commentary in it. I like it.
Of our existence one day.
I believe in you, but you shouldn't lose sight of the difficulties ahead. If you run into any trouble, I suggest that you inform Vautrin, the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
Huh? Is he the person I met in the Palais Marmonia earlier?
Yes? Do you have any concerns?
That stone-faced human. He didn't even bother to look at me when I tried talking to him. It felt like he wasn't interested in anything but work.
What a jerk.
He is an earnest man. There will be plenty of opportunities to
maybe
work
not.
together in the future, so please try to get along.
Maybe he's just a focus man, not a jerk at all. Interesting memory. We got to learn a little bit more about when Neuvillette first came. Or rather, when the Melusines first came to Fontaine, not when Neuvillette first came. Hopefully, this person's not a jerk to the Melusines, or I will find Baderico and defeat them.
Can I help with anything?
Oh,
Thanks,
I feel like
but no need.
this is gonna be bad.
Oh,
This guy's a jerk. Everyone's gonna be a jerk, aren't they?
hello. I'm Carol, a Melusine. Is there anything you need help with?
Get away from here! I'm calling the guards.
My
Please calm
God.
down. I don't mean to cause any harm.
Hard to say.
Yeah, we should probably stay away from these monsters. Haven't you realized? Strange incidents have been increasing ever since they came.
I don't like
Why
this.
should we trust this species from who knows where anyway? I can't believe Neuvillette allowed them into the court of Fontaine just like that.
Exactly.
God.
That so-called Chief Justice even granted them official positions. Not only that, but they're now responsible for investigating cases as well. I swear, there's some hidden agenda at play here.
These people suck.
Go away! Quit acting innocent!
I'm not leaving. I won't let you say bad stuff about him. We joined the mmorpg Phantom and solved lots and lots of cases. We've never done anything wrong.
Solving cases? With Neuvillette in cahoots with you? You could have fabricated it all, and no one would know.
These people are
So tell
terrible.
me, how can you guarantee that you Melusines aren't involved in anything that occurred recently?
Didn't I tell you before? Don't go advertising if you're not a good talker.
Vautrin?
Aside from spreading unjustified rumors, if you continue insulting members of the mmorpg Phantom, the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has every right to subject you to interrogation.
Hey, yo.
There have indeed been an increase in cases recently, perhaps due to the shifting currents of conspiracy, and I understand your concern. However, there's been no evidence pointing towards Melusines being involved.
Even the captain of the security patrol is on their side.
What are these? What's
Neuvillette's
wrong with these
newly
people?
reformed police force is already corrupt to the core.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
Dang.
You heard that?
Yeah. I don't understand. Why won't anyone believe us?
There have been rumors saying that you were born from calamity, and that you inherently bring danger to those around you. There are countless negative rumors about you floating around in Fontaine. It's near impossible for you to become a part of this society. Best if you give up before it's too late.
Whoa,
Sir
Voltron said to
Neuvillette
give
said that
up?
we needed to put both time and
Bro.
effort in. I don't know how long it'll take, but I can at least try making my best effort. I still want to try a little harder. Thank you for bailing me out earlier. Okay, I won't be taking any more of your time. I painted a lot of flyers last night, so I have to stay and hand them out to
hand-painted
everyone.
the flyers?
Give them to me.
That's adorable.
You're not gonna take them away, right?
We'll hand them out together. The faster we get this done, the sooner we can head back.
That's so nice. Okay, okay. He seems like an okay guy. He seems like a decent fella. Not a terrible person like the rest of the people of the Court of Fontaine. Jesus Christ. Alright, now we have Vautrin, Carol, and Neuvillette.
Monsieur Neuvillette, what's this?
Medals of Peace, awarded to you and Vautrin. Thank you for your continued dedication in the past 5 years.
5 years.
You've taken one small step forward in helping Melusines gain the trust of humans.
I think I'll pass.
Hey, don't say that. We wouldn't have made it this far without you. It won't be long before Melusines begin living peacefully with the humans. Just the thought of it makes me happy.
Don't keep your hopes up. We've barely scratched the surface. There's still a long way to go before that dream of yours comes true.
Okay, this guy kind of negative though.
You blockhead! Don't ruin the mood!
Vautrin brings up a good point. The trust humans have placed in you is still very fragile. Any small incident could undermine the hard work you've put in. Please be on your guard for the next few days.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
I mean, maybe he's just being realistic. But come on, man. Let her enjoy this. Let her have her time. Who are you?
Medal of Peace? Peace isn't going to give us back what's rightfully ours.
Whoa.
Are you sure we should do this?
My
You're
God.
no match for Neuvillette, even with all our powers combined. What if...
Dovgoth?
Nah, not gonna happen.
Thibert?
As long as he remains in his position, there's no chance he'd take us out personally. There are rules even he must comply with in the political sphere. Unless he wants to become an enemy of Fontaine. So quit worrying and just go ahead with it. I've already planned out the murder. Once we lay the blame on the Melusines as the person who brought them to the court of Fontaine, Neuvillette will be left with no excuse.
I've already planned out the
I guess
murder.
you're right. Ugh. If he just left things the way they were, it never would have come to this. But he's forced our hand. Time to teach him a lesson.
Bro, people are terrible. I hate everyone in Fontaine. In this day and age, I suppose.
Turn the murderer in!
Bro, you suck. I got it.
Melusines can't be trusted. That goes for Neuvillette too.
Oh, she's so scared. I hate this.
Peaceful coexistence? What a joke. Get out of the court of Fontaine and don't ever come back.
Oh my God. This is terrible. This is so terrible.
The results of the investigation are in, Captain Vautrin.
Go on.
There is no direct evidence, but reasonable inference indicates that the ones controlling the situation are supporters of the old regime, whose interests have been undermined by the reform. They tricked Miss Carroll into going to the crime scene and pressed charges against her. After that, they incited panic among the people in order to make Monsieur Neuvillette confess to his mistakes and yield up power.
So they knew what was going
The guards
on.
were stopped by the enraged mob and couldn't intervene in time. Miss Carroll chose to sacrifice herself to pacify the situation.
And she called me a blockhead. A little investigation would have cleared things up. Why didn't she wait until we'd established the truth? She didn't have to prove her innocence like that.
My God.
The situation had rapidly escalated to a physical altercation between infuriated citizens and the guards. Miss Carroll might have thought there was no better plan.
That is indeed something she'd do.
Captain Vautrin, should I present these results to Monsieur
crap.
Neuvillette right away?
What?
There's no need. Notify the guards to restrict public access to all information.
Restrict access to... Wait, are you planning to...
There's something I've never told Carol. I had a little sister named Ilaria who passed away when I was very young. She's just like Carol in every possible way. Innocent, kind, always believing the best of people. People like her are the most vulnerable to deception and betrayal.
My
From the
God.
moment I met Carol, I knew that she'd be easily manipulated by others. I kept a cold demeanor and tried lecturing her into giving up.
Looks like she was unfazed by that.
Yes. In fact, some of her spirit must have rubbed off on me instead. Because I too began working towards that pie-in-the-sky dream of hers. I should have known. Those cowards don't have the guts to confront Neuvillette. They even avoided causing trouble for me. They were after Carol all along. Can you understand how I feel? Right now, there's only one thought on my mind. Only through bloodshed can their debt be repaid.
He just wants to kill everyone right now.
I understand, but I'm certain Monsieur Neuvillette wouldn't accept that as a solution.
That's exactly why we need to keep this a secret. Give me the list of suspects.
Oh.
What happens after this? has nothing to do with any of you.
Oh my
I will
god.
take responsibility for everything.
Oh, he's gonna go on a murder spree? He's taking justice into his own hands? My boy, becoming a vigilante over here. Oh my god. That took a turn, y'all.
Did you know? They're hearing a major case today, and the criminal is Captain Vautrin of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Apparently, he resorted to personal measures to seek revenge for Carol and settled the score with the group that framed his friend. Hey, why aren't you saying anything?
I'm thinking we should try our best to bail him out when the trial commences.
Bail him out? Why?
Shh, keep it down. Haven't you realized? Both Vautrin and Carol are Neuvillette's most trusted subordinates. After everything that happened to Carol, Neuvillette's guaranteed to do everything he can to keep Vautrin around.
Is he
Besides,
Neuvillette
now
is
that the old regime
tied
has been uprooted,
to justice.
Neuvillette's status is secure as can be. As long as we redirect public opinion, Neuvillette will be able to give Vautrin a reprieve. The benefits are endless.
Vautrin sought vengeance for his friend for a valid cause. This represents the justice he upholds. Please think about it. If the same thing had happened to you, wouldn't you feel the same way he did?
Yeah, that's right!
This whole thing started because of those despicable cowards who levied false accusations against Carol. How could Vautrin be declared guilty for seeking revenge?
Monsieur Neuvillette.
Mr. Vautrin is innocent!
Oh, Vautrin's gonna plead guilty though.
Order! I acknowledge your arguments. Vautrin, your revenge could be seen as a form of justice. I understand your decision, which is why I cannot help but feel regret and even grief about the judgment I must now impose. Personal justice does not equate to justice as defined by the law. To execute your plan for revenge, you abused your authority and conducted informal executions. Your actions have thus violated the law.
No.
Therefore, you will be declared guilty.
Bro, did he go to the Fortress of Merope? Was he there when we were there?
Monsieur Neuvillette, please give this a little more thought. He has done so much for Fontaine.
Vautrin, my friend, is there anything else you want to say?
Neuvillette, what have I done to deserve this? I've closely followed every one of your orders. Can't you see? Everyone in this room believes that I'm innocent. Why can't you just let me off? Is this what justice means to you? Answer me, Neuvillette!
That's from the freaking
Since there have
teaser
been no
from
further
the trailer.
The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vautrin. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Mr. Vautrin will be declared guilty.
But the Oratrice was tilting in Vautrin's favor.
Bye, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Answer me, Neuvillette. Oh my god. Bro.
This all happened because of Carol's naive ideas.
How can different species peacefully coexist anyway?
This is a whirlwind of... I guess he definitely wasn't there when we were in the Fortress of Merope. I didn't think about the fact that this was happening 400 years ago. And that he's definitely really dead by now. Because he's a human. And humans don't live to be 400.
Hey, stop spacing out!
But the Oratrice existed all that time ago. How long has the Oratrice been around? What was that?
Apologies, it seems like my memories got the better of me. I tried my best to suppress the power of Hydro within myself, but it seems like it still caused the emotions within the Fountain of Lucine to boil over. Due to my negligence, the overflow of emotions and memories must have affected you as well. Are you all right?
I'm fine, bro. I just have a deeper understanding of you.
Wow. The Hydro Dragon is more powerful than Paimon thought.
Why you gotta say that when we're out in public,
Came
Paimon?
here, the traveler from the Fountain of Lucine. No emotions boiling over or anything.
It is as you said. This might be because I am different. It is not only the fountain. I can sense emotions from all waters in Fontaine.
Ooh.
Rivers, lakes, and even the rain.
This is emotion in the rain?
Awesome!
Look at Traveler's face
But I
there.
rarely ever do anything like this. Emotions carried by water are always chaotic and disconnected. As an outsider, having my mind occupied with irrelevant memories isn't exactly a pleasant experience.
The memories I saw related to you, Neuvillette.
Which ones?
From when you brought Carol to the court of Fontaine to when you declared Vautrin guilty.
It's fine. I prefer not to speak of those memories. That does not mean I am deliberately hiding them.
I feel so bad
It was
for
a
Neuvillette.
coincidence, but perhaps
He's had
it is a
such
good thing that you
a
saw
hard
everything in
life.
that form. You should now understand why I believe there to be a conspiracy behind all this. These two cases are much too similar. I felt like I needed to do something.
Paimon's starting to lose track of what you're saying. Don't leave Paimon out of the conversation. Paimon wants to help too.
Then let us get back to the point. While I was investigating the fountain, I discovered something strange. I did not sense too much hatred towards me within its accumulated emotions.
Hatred
However,
towards Melusine, though.
I did find some resentment directed towards Kiara. If I remember correctly, it seemed to be related to a smuggling case. I don't know what caused this to happen, but it seems like there won't be a shortcut to finding the organization that may be pulling the strings here.
Oh! Didn't we read about that in one of the documents?
We did read about a smuggling
You've
case
read
in one of
about
the documents.
In that case, the resentment should have come from that incident.
Huh? What are you doing here?
Navia!
I was just about to look for you at the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, it's Taylor Swift chat.
Nice to see you again. Is there something we can help with?
I've heard some things, but I'm not purposely asking around or anything. Don't worry. Rumors are abroad that someone's scheming against Melusines, and that you're investigating the case.
Could be.
So I told the Spina di Rosula to keep an eye out for leads. We've had unfamiliar faces showing themselves at the Fleuve Cendre lately. Maybe you'll find the suspects among them.
Thank you. Where did you hear about all this?
The Chief Justice out on investigation, accompanied by the Traveler from afar. No matter how you conceal your whereabouts, there will be countless eyes watching you.
We are not an
You talked to
inconspicuous
Kiara,
group, that is
but
true.
didn't ask her to keep things secret. People curious to know asked around for information, then it was only a matter of time before word of the threatening letter spread all across Fontaine.
So that's what Charlotte meant.
Indeed. I did not expect that this could be kept hidden for too long, but the rumors still spread faster than I imagined.
You know, it could be because you attract more attention than you think. Anyway, any progress with the investigation?
The suspects who threatened Kiara might have to do with a certain smuggling case, but it is still uncertain if there is in fact another party behind all this. We are planning to return to the Palais Mermonia to revisit some details and identify the senders of that threatening letter.
All right, then I'll round up the Spina di Rosula and follow up on their progress. Wait for my word. Ta-ta!
Ta-ta, Taylor Swift.
Neuvillette, do you think there'll be any problems now that the word is out?
I have already considered that possibility, and I do not think that there will be any. As a matter of fact, once the word gets out, no one would dare to harm Kiara in broad daylight. What is more important is how the case is perceived by the public. 400 years ago, they chose to side with the old regime and direct their resentment towards the Melusines. I hope the same won't happen again. Let us head back to the Palais.
The old regime. So is that like before Neuvillette took over as the Udex?
What are these people doing out on the streets so late at night?
Yeah, there's a lot of people here all of a sudden.
Let's take a look around.
There's a lot of people here all of a sudden. There was like 2 people when we came to the fountain, my guy.
Someone's plotting against a Melusine. This is 100% the truth. Even the Chief Justice is investigating in person.
It's Kiara.
What? That's it. Who's been threatening Melusines? Show yourself!
At least people like Melusines
Our enemies
now.
are lurking in the shadows and won't easily reveal themselves. But no amount of hiding will keep us from finding them.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. The guards have already begun to take action. We can't just stand by and watch. Think about how much we owe them. Now that they're in danger, how can we just sit back and do nothing?
It's nice to see it the other way
Everyone,
around.
please stay alert to your surroundings from now on. If you see any suspicious persons, report them to the guards immediately.
I just love how the Melusine just skip when they walk.
It feels like you've been following me this whole time. Did something happen?
We were informed that.
Nope. We just finished our shifts and happened to be strolling by.
Have you had dinner yet? Why don't we check out the new items at the dessert shop together?
This isn't a good time to be out and about.
Come on, don't act tough. I bet you're hungry too.
I hurt your stomach.
All right, let's go buy a cake or something.
You shouldn't ever skip meals, especially if you have another shift scheduled for later.
Yeah, don't skip meals. How dare you?
I heard even Neuvillette's keeping an eye on the situation. This is the perfect chance to get promoted. We gotta make sure we give it all we've got.
Perfect chance to get
Were you
promoted.
planning to shirk your duties if Neuvillette wasn't involved?
Relax, I was just playing. We've worked together for years now. If something happened to them, I'd be haunted by regret for the rest of my life.
That's more like it. We should stand guard until the criminal has been caught.
Come and fight me instead, you cowards!
Have you heard? Even the special patrol came to help.
Shh, look. Is it that Neuvillette? I think he's looking at us.
Looks like there's nothing to worry about.
Oh, these guys.
This
Or-
is truly wonderful.
Or are the real criminals hiding among the people who are pretending?
No, I should stay where I am. My appearance could give rise to unnecessary commotion. Let us stick to our plan and return to the Palais Mermonia.
Maybe the real criminals are in there with everyone else, pretending like they're supporting Melusine, when really they're trying to frame them. It is nice, though, to see people who are, like, willing to stand up for and protect the Melusine, instead of, you know, a bunch of jerks who are just terrible, terrible examples of humanity and make me want to cry myself to sleep. God, that whole sequence of memories was just so sad. All right, about the smuggling case. Let's see.
The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards and the Maréchaussée Phantom. This is the one. The list of involved suspects should be... Ah, found it.
What does it say?
The principal offenders Domenico, Inica, Yuna, and others have been caught. They have been sent to the fortress of mmorpg following trial. Those with close connections or mutual interests with the offenders but who did not participate in the case will not stand trial. Among them, surveillance of Essin has ceased on account of his good behavior. All other personnel remain on our watch list.
So many names. Is the one who sent that threatening
Maybe
letter
it's the guy who had good behavior. SM.
Yes, there is something suspicious about Essin, to be precise. It seems like he's closely related to the core members of the smuggling case, and he moves around without much restriction.
Monsieur Neuvillette, someone claiming to be from the Spina di Rosula just checked in with us.
Oh, look, it's Navia.
He said, and
Oh,
I
not
quote,
Navia.
"We have located the suspect. They're chatting at the cafe."
Huh? How did Navia find them so quickly? We've only just figured out the suspect's name.
I too am perplexed. The cafe isn't too far from here. We should head over and take a look.
Let's see. Who could it be? What do you know, Navia? I mean, I don't think that Neuvillette strolling up is going, like, I don't know. Neuvillette's strolling up in the suspect. All right, guys, so let's continue talking.
People. Hey there. Are you Navia's friends too?
These are the people who have had recent dealings at the Maréchaussée Phantom.
Oh.
They're usually hidden in the Fleuve Cendre, but I sent for someone to invite them over.
Invite them over.
Exactly. Now, I heard there's great coffee here, and so I asked them if they'd like to come and have some.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to be guests of the Spina di Rosula.
Yeah, guests.
I've wanted to have a meetup like this for ages.
Ages.
Something feels off. But, oh Essa here?
Yes, that's me.
Oh.
You're Essa?
Yes, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Did you write that threatening letter to Kiara?
I did, but I was just following orders.
Orders?
Orders from whom?
Domenico. He was my boss. I couldn't disobey his orders.
Isn't Domenico in the
Domenico.
Fortress of Meripede?
Where is he now?
The Fortress of Meripede.
Well, I'm afraid even the Spina would have trouble looking into that place.
How did he get
Looks
letters
like you'll have to
out?
make the trip yourselves. This was as much as I could do.
You've done more than enough. I am extremely grateful for your help.
Well, I guess there is the mail room, right? You can still send mail from inside the Fortress of
Domenico
Meripede.
first. If he really is the one setting up the conspiracy, it'd be best if he's exposed as soon as possible.
All right then, let's head to the fortress right now.
So he's still running this whole scheme from within the Fortress of Meripede. Now, we still haven't done unfinished comedy, but we're gonna not worry about that. We're gonna continue with our current quest. Let's go to the Fortress of Meripede. Oh, are we gonna talk to the Duke? We're gonna talk to Mr. Risley? Risley. Oh my god. Let's go talk to our man, the Duke.
It's Monsieur Neuvillette.
Hey, buddy. You look so strong.
Welcome to the Fortress of Meripede, dear esteemed guests.
We're back! Oh, and a greeting from none other than the Duke himself. Guess we made a name for ourselves at this place.
This isn't anything new. I figured you had important matters to discuss when the two of you, not to mention the Chief Justice, showed up.
I wonder if this interaction, as well as the interactions talking all about Neuvillette being the Hydro Dragon, change at all based on whether or not you've completed the Archon quest before you complete this quest. Probably not, but it would still be weird to do this quest first and have these characters talking about like, oh, welcome back. Or maybe you can't do this quest with the Archon quest going. Maybe they like interrupt each other. I don't know.
Let's assume we've gone through the pleasantries and cut right to the chase.
Sounds good, bud. I like it.
I do remember a thing or two about Domenico. He once attempted to round up
maybe
the
you
other
do,
inmates
Aragon. I
and
don't
instigate a protest.
That's probably true.
What does this guy think he is? Paimon hopes nothing came of it.
He once attempted to, I said, meaning that it was over before it even started. And now he's threatening Melazines, is he? To be honest, Domenico doesn't seem like much of a conspirator. The fact that the three of you bothered to personally investigate raises a flag. Is there something else going on behind the scenes here?
He's got the same concerns we do.
I am concerned about this incident because something similar has occurred in the past. I wish to meet Domenico in person and have my questions answered.
In person?
That's an easy one. Let me think. I think he's at...
Did I hear someone say Melazine?
Hey!
What happened?
Sigwin!
Sigewin!
A Melazine named Kiara received a threatening letter, Sigwin.
Yeah, and we're investigating. The person who threatened her seems to be imprisoned here.
To be personally interrogated by the Udex has got to be scary.
Is Kiara gonna be okay?
There's no need to worry. Clarande is protecting her as we speak.
Clarande. I wish Clarande would protect me.
That's great. But if the criminal's still... Is there anything you can do about this?
Ah, head nurse. Do you require me to personally deal with the criminal?
Ooh, yes, please.
Risley.
Do it, Risley.
Okay, I get it. I'll bring Domenico to you. That's your only demand, correct?
Think of it as more of a humble request. I'm here on my own accord, not to formally transfer a criminal for trial. I urge you to set aside any concerns.
He's
Thanks
just here as
for
a
the
bro.
trouble.
And there's just a couple
Consider
bros.
me in your debt.
We're just broing out.
If Paimon were you here, Chris, Paimon would take this chance to ask for something really important.
Why is Paimon talking to
Well,
us?
were I still a criminal, I'd
She's
probably
turned to
ask for a
us.
lighter sentence. But I'm sure Monsieur Neuvillette would reject that. But enough jokes. I'll look for Domenico and bring him to you.
We are not.
Make yourselves at home. Our dear head nurse has mentioned you quite a few times, so I'm sure she has a lot to say.
Oh, She missed us. I missed you too,
Please go with me to the infirmary.
He did.
Now that I think about it, I can leave this place soon. Huh?
Hi. Imagine being in this Fortress of Meripede and having Neuvillette, the one that sentenced you to be here, just casually strolling through. I imagine there's lots of people here that don't like Neuvillette very much.
Please rest here for a moment. Oh, and would anyone like anything to drink? Paimon's not that thirsty, but thanks
You
anyway.
can get some water down here?
Thirst is a warning sign that you're dehydrated, which means you have to drink up even before that. I'll bring you some tea. I'm sure you'll have a lot to talk about. Typical Sijun. Concerned about everyone's health as always. Why aren't you two saying anything?
The criminals we passed by earlier.
You noticed them too. The badges they wore on their chests looked quite familiar.
Familiar? Paimon didn't even realize they were wearing them.
Did they have those peace
But
badges?
if both of you say so, let's go ask them about it.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, people don't like you.
I will stay here and wait for news from you.
Wait, did they have those badges of the peace? Oh my god, Neuvillette and Neuvilleception. Did they have those peace badges though that he gave to Carol and Vautrin? No. Okay. But they do all have a badge. Hello. Mutual Aid
You
Network
two look
member.
kind of familiar.
The badge you're
It's the
wearing.
symbol of the Mutual Aid Network designed by our first president. From what I've heard, it's based on something called a Medal of Peace.
Oh, it is based on that, yes.
I've never seen one of those medals for myself,
It
though.
is based on the Medal of
The
Peace.
first president of our network was an amazing person. Powerful as he was, he never used his strength against anyone. He encouraged the weaker criminals to stick together and look out for each other.
Wait, was Vautrin
All of
the...
us have a lot of respect for him.
Was he the first president of the Mutual Aid Network? Is Vautrin or... Yeah, Vautrin, right? That was his name? Was he the president? Did he start the Mutual Aid Network here in the Fortress of Meripede?
Interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network? If you'd like to learn more, here's our flyer.
Help each other. Do all you can to further justice. Do not detest just judgment. The above are the 3 principles of the Mutual Aid Network. All are welcome to join and membership is free. There's no compulsory group events. The Mutual Aid Network encourages members to do what they are able, including but not limited to cleaning, exercising, tutoring, and studying. It is hoped that all Mutual Aid Network members will, during their time in the Fortress of Meripede, face up to the crimes they have committed, encourage each other, support each other, and welcome the future
Our
together.
slogan may have evolved over the centuries, but our goal has remained unchanged. Here, this book is for you. You're welcome to come and sign up anytime.
Thanks, man.
Anything you need?
The badge you're wearing.
This? Are you interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network?
What's that?
We have a very long history, going back as far as 400 years ago.
Oh, Vautrin started this.
We have
Okay.
never had many members throughout our history, nor do we have much of a reputation, but everyone treats each other like family. Helping each other is our purpose. At the same time, we seek to maintain just dealings as much as possible.
Sounds like a pretty neat organization.
Yeah.
All we want is to defend ourselves. None of us have ever committed serious crimes, and we're not especially powerful either. We're at a natural disadvantage here in the fortress, but people won't give us a hard time if we stick together.
Ah. Although you
Gathered enough information. Let's head back and talk to Neuvillette.
never committed serious crimes, but your president got thrown in here for murder. So, same. Well, let's go tell Neuvillette that the man he threw in here also started his own little club. What if Neuvillette ever came to visit Vautrin in prison? Vautrin?
Did you manage to gather any intel?
The people who wore the badges belong to an organization called the Mutual Aid Network. According to them, the badge's design was inspired by the Medal of Peace. Have you seen any of those before?
I personally crafted 2 of them myself. They were awarded to Carol and Vautrin. Carol's medal was destroyed in a fire. The only one that remained should belong to Vautrin.
Oh, so the network was inspired by...
Monsieur Neuvillette, His Grace has requested your presence in his office. He's found Domenico.
I wonder if Sijui knows.
All right. Let us talk to him first and get to the bottom of this situation.
I wonder how long has Sijui been in the Fortress of Meripede? Well, let's go back to the office. Let's go talk to this Domenico fella. Let's see what's really going on here. I still am shook from the freaking memory sequence we had there. That was despicable. All right, Domenico.
Allow me to introduce this fine gentleman, Domenico. Why don't you explain everything to him?
Neuvillette?
Hey, bud.
What do you want? What are you gonna do? Kill me?
Maybe.
Calm down. I merely want to ask you a few questions. Was it your idea to send that letter to a Melusine? Hassan has already confessed, so there really isn't any need to keep hiding.
My guy.
That idiot! I can't believe I trusted him.
Let me ask this another way. It was your idea to send that letter, correct?
Yes.
Who is pulling your strings?
What? You're not trying to frame me for something I haven't done, are you?
It's best if you realize the gravity of your situation. The Chief Justice of Fontaine has been personally investigating your case.
That growl's had a very dragon-esque.
I assume your previous
very
attempt to
draconic.
incite unrest at the Fortress of Meripede has something to do with this as well.
I admit I acted on impulse. I'll tell you the truth. But before that, you must ensure my safety.
What?
I can do that.
Kill him.
You see, we're all reasonable people here.
Take him out.
I only intended to do some small business at first. Someone contacted me about delivering some goods and promised me a generous sum of more in return. After making a few trips, I was suddenly approached by the Marechaussee Phantom. They accused me of smuggling prohibited items, and I was put on trial. But I refused to accept any of that. The ignorant can be rightfully absolved from guilt, right? Well, I suspect that someone got me locked up here so they could get their hands on my goods.
Hey, get your hands on my goods.
And then you decided to take revenge on the Melusines? Over that?
Yeah, it's not an excuse.
My initial target was Neuvillette. Everyone in the Fortress of Meripede was declared guilty by him after all. So they must more or less hold a grudge against him, right? If I could get them to strike back. But for some reason, no one wanted to team up with me.
Yeah.
That mutual aid network in particular. What did those nobodies even gain from trying to challenge me? Seriously. In the end, I had to redirect my focus onto Melusines to salvage things. I recall that Chiara was the one who confiscated my goods for inspection. So I asked one of the more approachable guards to send a letter, claiming that I meant to contact my family. But the letter was in fact addressed to Essa. I requested that he write a threat letter to Chiara and force it to resign from the Marechaussee Phantom.
Am I to assume that the claims you've made are your own thoughts? Have you been in contact with any suspicious people recently?
No.
Is it
Who are the
true
people
that
that hired
all
him?
members involved in the smuggling scandal have been caught?
Yes. And that's all I know.
Sijui, please take him back to the detention center. I'll deal with him later.
Ooh, deal with him later.
So, Monsieur Neuvillette, you were concerned that there might be a shadowy faction looking to capitalize on the delicate situation with the Melusines to stir up greater chaos?
Yes. I experienced a similar incident in the past, so I had to be prepared for any possibility.
And how long ago was this incident?
400 years ago.
More than 400 years.
You might be overthinking this. Time can change a lot of things. Everything's different now.
What do you mean?
400 years ago, you and the Melusines you brought to Fontaine were the outliers in society.
See, Neuvillette thinks he's
But
an
in the
outsider,
present
but
day, If someone were to threaten the safety of the Melazines, people wouldn't just sit back and do nothing. I trust that they would make different choices from before.
People change.
That's right! We saw lots of people standing up for Melazines on our way back to the Palais Mermonia.
Yeah, he still feels like an outsider, but 400 years is so long.
The Melazines are a species you introduced to Fontaine. How the public treats them is also reflective of their attitude towards you. When people refused to place their trust in Melazines, it was because they were still on the fence about you, their unfamiliar Chief Justice. For almost 500 years, you've conducted every trial with impartiality. You made the right judgment each time, regardless of whatever nonsense went on. People no longer have any reservations about you and even consider you a symbol of the law.
True that.
Right now, your every decision will impact all of Fontaine. In other words, you've gradually transformed the whole nation.
Power of a hydro dragon. See, he's not an outsider at all. He's ingrained into Fontainian society. They won't ever happen again.
I am undeserving of such high compliments.
No, you
From
do
my
deserve
perspective,
them.
I have simply been fulfilling my duties.
Neuvillette, you deserve every compliment.
It isn't anything special or worthy of praise. I'm simply fulfilling the promises I've made and searching for answers through my judgments. It is unnecessary to hold me in such high regard. The complexity of human emotions and willpower far exceed those of mine. As a matter of fact, I believe that you are the ones who deserve my respect.
There's no need to be so modest. The current state of affairs says it all. You're no longer that outsider you were before. Even if you wished to investigate something on your own, many would take the initiative to lend you a hand.
I must say that you've made a fair point. Thank you for clearing my doubts. Now that the case has been settled, I should get going.
Huh?
Oh, Neuvillette.
You're leaving?
And so soon, too? Why not stay for a cup of tea?
Thank you for the offer, but I know how this place works all too well. While some are here to redeem themselves, there will inevitably be those who harbor resentment towards me. The less time I spend here, the better. My presence could very well result in an unwanted disturbance.
In that case, I'll have to insist. I still have 2 more things to say.
Oh,
Please,
2 more things to
go ahead.
say.
The first is about the guard who helped Domenico send that letter.
Oh?
I know of what you speak. The guard was indeed deployed from the Palais Mermonia's staff. However, as I mentioned earlier, I visited today on personal business. Therefore, I leave that matter in your hands.
Well, that makes things a lot easier.
You're not gonna kill him, are you?
Hey now, don't let your imagination run wild. Those from up there have a tendency to sympathize with others. However, down here, such thoughts will put you at high risk. I'll have a chat with the guard and remind him to take precautions in the future.
I see no issues with that.
Great! That's one thing out of the way. What's the other thing you wanted to say?
Are you gonna tell us
The
why
other
you got
thing
thrown
was
in
born
prison?
from my own sense of curiosity. Now, I've heard that you investigated the mutual aid network. Is that right?
Yes.
Yep. Neuvillette thought their badges looked familiar.
I noticed the small gang as well when I first took over the Fortress of Meripede. They were not great in number, but every member always made sure to stand up for what was right. I've looked into their founder, Vautrin, who once stood trial and was sentenced to imprisonment in the fortress. According to existing documentation, Vautrin remained disciplined throughout his imprisonment. He had never once engaged in physical or verbal aggression. In other words, how he presented himself in prison was very different from his behavior in court.
What?
Doesn't he hate Neuvillette?
During his trial, I could sense that his feelings were complicated. He appeared to be full of resentment, and I believe he had every right to feel that way.
But maybe it's what he wanted all along.
Perhaps he had been putting on an act.
Yeah. He wanted to help the people see that Neuvillette would make the right call, even against his
and
own.
Vautrin had a close relationship as superior and subordinate. Vautrin must have known that the Chief Justice would make an impartial judgment.
Yep.
Thus, the more resentment he displayed, the clearer it would be to those present that you were upholding justice. And to those who had been sitting on the fence, Vautrin's act was a very meaningful one.
Made the people trust him. Vautrin did
That's
it all for
me.
you, Neuvillette.
Does anyone else have anything to say? Now's your chance.
That's...
I don't have anything to say. Apart from expressing my gratitude, that is.
Vautrin was a real one to the very end.
Well then, let us head back. No need to see us off.
Man.
Please,
just
take care.
Shows what an impact Neuvillette had on those people and how much those people trusted him. And through their actions, now the whole nation of Fontaine can trust Neuvillette. I'm telling you, every single one of these quests we've done in Fontaine so far has some sort of like twist at the end, and I like it. All right, in a new light. Let's
That
follow
trial is something I rarely bring up in conversation, but I have always felt deep regret for what happened to both Carol and Vautrin. The words he spoke in court often replay in my mind, as if urging me on to do something.
But Risley said he never resented you, right? Isn't that a good thing?
I believe I now understand what he wanted to tell me. I feel conflicted about those words. How should I describe it? Surprise, relief, fear, and regret. But this blend of emotions has led me to finally understand some things. I would like to hear your thoughts too. What do you think of me?
What do I think of you? I think you're amazing.
With everything Risley said.
I love you, Neuvillette.
As Chief Justice, every single one of your trials makes an impact on Fontaine. What do you think, Traveler? Hey, any comments?
What I really think is...
Traveler voice
every
line!
trial you've ever judged has left its impression on you. And that's what makes you who you are today.
Traveler speak! People see you as a human, my guy.
That is indeed a reasonable assumption.
Yo, Traveler
As I
voice
said, I
lines,
find
though.
it difficult to express my emotions because I cannot fully understand myself. But I trust your judgment. Since some time ago, I have begun to notice the changes that have occurred upon my person.
Oh?
These changes were not due to any specific occurrence, but emerged as a result of time itself. I will try to contemplate this further. Thank you both.
Like, are you getting, like, wrinkles or something? What are you talking about? The changes on your person over time.
Oh. Huh? It's raining! Oh no, Paimon forgot to bring an umbrella! Come on, let's hurry before it rains harder!
And Neuvillette just sitting in the rain, slowly walking, feeling the emotions of the rain.
It's raining again? I've had enough of this weather.
There go my travel plans.
Did you read the news this morning? Quick, put away everything on the clothesline.
When is this rain going to stop?
Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Who is that? That little boy.
They're planning to reanimate the monster. We have to report this to the Chief Justice.
Reanimate the monster? Oh, is that from Ananas?
The Fortress of Meripede. It's a good place for me.
The Archon quest. Seeing all his
He
memories
owes me
here.
so many answers.
Neuvillette? You could say he's the real symbol of Fontaine's justice.
Watch him closely.
The name.
He could be trouble.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
Who's been threatening Melazines? Show yourself!
You will see much in the human world. from the delightful to the depressing. And one day, when you have dwelt among humanity long enough, you will be placed to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's past.
Good morning, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Is that
the rainy
Serena's
season's almost
voice?
over. The skies are supposed to clear in a few days.
I hope you find time to enjoy the sunny days ahead.
Dang. That was a good cutscene. Got me a little misty-eyed over
Is
here.
the matter resolved?
Yep, we found the person who sent that threatening letter. Risley said he'd keep a close eye on him, so the Melusine should be safe now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Sorry for dragging you all into this.
There's no need to apologize.
Ugh, the three characters that aren't released yet that I want.
We got involved of our own accord.
Clarinde, Navia, Charlotte.
By the way, where's Kiara?
At the Palais Mermonia. More than 50 people offered to protect her. Some even hid within the bushes to look out for danger. I was worried that the excess of protection would make her feel uneasy. So I asked her to stay inside the Palais. It's very safe in there.
What a relief.
Well, now it looks like the dust has finally settled. To celebrate this joyous occasion, Monsieur Neuvillette, would you be interested in an exclusive interview?
Yeah, you gotta respect Charlotte's grind. You gotta respect it.
I will consider it.
Really?
Of course. My schedule is full for the following weeks, but I should be available next month. Come up with questions during the intervening days, and I will answer them to the best of my ability.
Yo, Charlotte got that exclusive! She's about to have a heart attack.
Yes! Thank you so much, Monsieur!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must head back to the Palais and issue a communique to publicize our investigation results. I hope it will assuage the concerns of all.
Oh my goodness. This whole quest has been a roller coaster of emotions.
Kiara?
Monsieur Neuvillette? Sorry, I accidentally fell asleep.
It's quite all right. I'm here to tell you that we have caught the sender of that threatening letter. You're safe now.
Thank you, Monsieur. And thank you too, Traveler and Big Sis Paimon. Everyone's been so nice to me, so I've always felt really safe.
Do you remember Domenico? He was the sender of that letter.
Let me think. I can't remember. My memory isn't that good.
Memory's not that good.
I easily forget things. By the way, I saw Carol in my dreams just now. Where's she gone, by the way? I haven't seen her in a long time.
Oh no.
In my dream, she looked really happy. She held my hand and said, "Kiara, our dreams have finally come true." I can't remember what our dreams were anymore, and I don't know why. But I felt really happy too.
I can sense your joy. It is indeed a delightful moment.
Monsieur Neuvillette, are you happy too? Oh, I almost forgot. Am I allowed to go out now? I promised to model for Alov.
Of course. Off you go.
See you next time, Monsieur, Traveler, and Big Sis Paimon.
See you next time.
Oh, I love his relationship with the Melusine. He's so sweet. Wow. Oh. That was really good. I like that a lot. there were so many really sad parts and also really happy parts. Also, I think that's the only character story quest that we've had that you don't play the character at all. There was no combat in that entire character story quest. There's a letter from Farina on the desk. Oh, away for personal reasons. We'll be back in a day. Farina's reply. Personal reasons? Oh me, oh my. Has our Chief Justice finally come to his senses? If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, you should follow my example and go out more often. You need to get to know your people better. Even if something unfortunate happens, you'll still run into lots of unique characters along the way. What do you think? The human world isn't too bad, now is it? Neuvillette, what's going on?
I really can't fathom what goes on in her head sometimes.
What a quest, chat. What a quest.